Hello, everyone, and welcome to Angels in Heaven at Spiritual Guide Tarot. And I'm Lori, and it's a pleasure to be back. First of all, I have been asked 1,000 times over and over and over again, what is heaven like? What is the afterlife or afterlife like? What is the spirit world like? What happens when we die or pass away? So I'm here to make a video and to let you know of my experiences as a medium, as a channeler, as a person that does astral travel. And I go on to different dimensions and I connect with a lot of different energies. First of all, let's talk about heaven. What is heaven? What is the afterlife? Is it real? Yes, it is. There are 3 levels in heaven, actually. For starters, when you pass on, the first level that you come to, heaven is like, say, 3 levels, okay? You come to the first level. You're met with your spirit guides, your guardian angels that take you to heaven, and you see your loved ones. And then from there, you are given a life review of what your life was like when you were here on this earthly plane. And you're shown your whole life that is in front of you. And you get to see what you did, what you didn't do, what you could have done, what could have been better, how you treated other people, how people treated you, and so on and so forth. From there, you are atoned for what you did wrong, what things you could have done properly. And you ask for forgiveness, even though there is forgiveness already. You are forgiven for your sins. And then, from there, after you atone for what you did, you go to the second level, which is the spirit world. And there is pure energy, pure love, pure light. It is so beautiful. There are no words to describe it. You are given opportunities to learn, to grow. You're connected with your soul family, your soul group, your loved ones. You can have anything that you want in heaven. You don't have to manifest. All you have to do is think of something that you want, and boom, it's there. Say, for instance, you're somebody that enjoyed eating in the physical realm, and you wanted to eat, even though it's not necessary because it's spirit and it's energy, because you shed your physical body. You can eat if you wish. You can smoke, you can drink, you can dance, you can have a house, you can travel, you can do anything that you want to do. There is no restrictions. There's no boundaries. There's no hate. There's no resentment. There's no fear. There's no anger. It's all pure love and light. You see things completely differently. You let go of all the negativeness, and it's all replaced with positiveness. There is no sickness. There is no illnesses. A lot of people are under the notion that you go back to when you were young. Well, when you do manifest, and they can manifest to come into the physical realm, they will show themselves young, vibrant, glowing, youthful, no sickness, when you remembered them when they were at their best. You can see them in different stages. They can change what they're wearing, they can change their scents, they can change their hair, they can do many things. They can move objects. And they communicate with us. They can communicate by showing us numbers, signs, cloud formation, sending us a hummingbird, sending us a dragonfly, a butterfly, a caterpillar. Whatever they loved in the physical realm is usually something that they will take on. So you know, hey, my mom loved hummingbirds, and I keep having hummingbirds around me. Again, hummingbirds, birds, cardinals, feathers, coins, they can make things come into the physical realm to let you know that they're watching over you, that they're okay, that they have crossed over, and they're surrounded in beauty, and they have it better than we have it. Except the only thing that they don't have is a physical body. Again, when we pass, we shed the outer physical shell that we keep. So we don't have to have a physical body. And then, if you want, you can, depending on your life purpose and what you accomplished in your life, if you reincarnate or not. If you have to come back and redo it all over again. Again, you're reunited with your soul group and your soul family, and you are brought back to live out your life's purpose. It's karma going over and over again. Everything that you have done in your life pertaining to karma that was bad or good, you come back and you redo it to get it right. Before you come back, you choose who your family is going to be. This is how you get soul mates and twin flames and connections. You are usually surrounded with the same people that you've been on the earthly plane with before. So there is a connection. You can choose if you want to be the father this time, or the mother, or the sister, the brother, the aunt, the uncle, whatever. You get to choose your exit point on how you're going to leave this physical realm. And then you're reincarnated. But in the meantime, we're like a parallel. We have our main higher self up here in the heaven, okay, in the spirit world. And we branch out, we live parallel lives. And the main energy of ourselves stay in the spirit world. And we can be in more places in more than one time. And that's how our guardian angels and our spirit guides can be there, and they can be there, and they can be there, because they can be everywhere, all in one time. That's why Source, God, a lot of people have a misconception. Is it God? Is it Allah? Is it Buddha? It all boils down to one. It is Source, the creator of all things. We have ascended masters, which is Jesus, which is Noah, which is Moses, and so on and so forth. And it goes on, the list goes on. There is another realm in heaven, which is on the third level, and that is where the Akashic records are held, which is all of our lives. All the lives that we have lived and everything we have done, everything pertaining to karma, our mistakes, our growths, everything is there. There's learning centers there. You can do research, you can get more information, you can grow, you can evolve, and you can become more of a soul. Again, it's a constant learning cycle that keeps happening. There's classes in the spirit life. There's so many things, and it's quite lovely. I have gone to the spirit realm many times. I was fortunate enough that when my sister, who passed away at the age of 33. She was burned beyond recognition in a fire. It was complete accidental. She came to me in death form. I seen her completely burned beyond recognition. She had passed roughly 3 to 4 days. And all of a sudden, I was seeing her. I was seeing her everywhere. And I had this sensation that I had to get in touch with my sister. And I thought I was losing my mind. I thought I was going crazy. Because I've always had the ability to see spirits and connect with spirits. And in my room, in my office, sometimes when I'm on camera, you'll see orbs flashing by. I cleanse my room. I do it all. But I do have guardian angels, and I do have spirit guides, and I do have spirits that have not left this realm, that want to stay in this home. And they like to appear. And they're very lovely people. There's nothing wrong with them. They're very connected to this home. Anyhow, to make a long story short, my sister appeared to me in death form. She showed me exactly what she looked like, beyond recognition. And again, I thought I was going crazy because at the age of 4, I was able to see shadow people. I was petrified of the dark. I was petrified to sleep by myself, that they would swallow me up. I had no idea what was going on. I was able to hear whispers. I was able to hear their voices. I was able to hear their sounds. I predicted my grandfather passing away. I heard the conversation between my relatives and my father. I heard the conversation with the hospital calling my dad, letting my dad know that my grandfather indeed had passed away. And I knew all this before it took place. I suppressed it for a very long time. It scared me. I had no idea what I was experiencing. I seen full-fledged apparitions in front of my eyes of people I did not know. Why they were contacting me. What did they want from me? I had no idea. And then I realized that I had a gift. And I started using my gift. And actually, the gift was throughout my whole family. My sister has premonitions. My mother had extreme premonitions, and everything that she said and predicted happened. Getting back to my sister, she showed me, again, what death was like. She showed me her outer shell, completely burned beyond recognition. After that, during her funeral, and of course, it was a closed casket, etc., etc., I seen my sister appear. And she was absolutely beautiful. She was young. She was vibrant. She was glowing. Her skin was so fresh. There was no blemishes. It was a creamy, beautiful, beautiful look to her, and she was glowing. And she had her arms like this, and her hands were like this down, and they were folded so nicely. And she had her hair up. She did have long hair. And she had her hair up, and she was wearing all white and a beautiful brooch, a cameo, and she was smiling at me. And she said, "Lori, I'm fine. Don't worry about me. Tell Mom and Dad I love them." And I did, and of course, my parents didn't believe me. They thought I was crazy. But then, when I started to give them details, they knew. Since then, I have channeled my sister several times, and my sister comes to me. All I have to do is ask her to come forward, and she does. And we have talks all the time. And the same with my mother. My mother passed on at a very early age as well, at the age of 66. My mother did not go into the spirit world right away. She was delayed because, again, it was sudden death. And she wasn't ready to go. She wasn't ready to let go of the earthly plane. And actually, it was myself that guided my mother into the light, into the spirit realm. I have astral projected, and I have visited heaven. I have visited my father-in-law, I have visited my mother-in-law, my mom, my sister, other relatives and friends. And let me tell you something, it is so beautiful, you can't put it into words. I've swam in heaven with my sister. My sister, when I astral projected, my sister was there and she was waiting. She was waving me in. And she took me to this place. And it was like a hot springs, except it wasn't hot. And it wasn't a spring. It was a beautiful, beautiful waterfall pond type thing. And there was dolphins in it. It wasn't that big either, but it was deep. I remember it being deep. And it was so beautiful blue. It was a color that we haven't even seen yet. And there was dolphins, there was turtles, there was frogs on lily pads, and there was sharks, but they were friendly. And my sister and I went to swim. First we were in the waterfall, and it was like we were just, you know, relaxing and letting the water fall down on us. And then we swam, and there was no interaction, talking to each other, but we both felt complete love, fulfillment. I didn't want to leave. And next thing you know, we were coming out of the pond, and it was surrounded by beautiful silk-like velvet black rocks that were all around, and they were like stepping stones. And the sun was beautifully shining down, and it was so warm. And we were talking lovingly and about our feelings and about our needs and our wants. And I said to my sister, Debbie, tell me or show me what heaven is like. And she showed me beautiful hummingbirds going around in a circle, a complete circle, and then automatically turning to rose petals and falling to the ground. And I was like, it was so beautiful. And I remember looking at my sister and I said, how come Mom's not here? Is Mom okay? Where's Mom? And she looked at me and she said, Mom's right there. And I turned around and my mom was leaning against one of the bricks or one of the rocks. And she was like this. And she was smiling. And she went like that. And my mom did that when she was on the earthly plane. To make a long story short, I have been to heaven and I've had similar experiences with my mom. However, we weren't swimming. We were doing other things. And again, I asked my mom, I said, Mom, show me what heaven is like. And she showed me the most beautiful is light, a golden white light that completely engulfs you and embraces you, and you're full of love. There is no hate, there's no pain, there's no sorrow, there's no suffering, there's no anguish. It's just pure, beautiful love. Again, I asked my father-in-law, I said, show me what heaven is like. Because I always want validation, right? I always ask for validation. I always do. And my father-in-law, he loves to golf, and he golfs in the afterlife. And I said to him, show me heaven. What is it like? And we were in this beautiful flat with mountains, greenery. And he said, I can golf in the sun. And the sun shone down, and it was absolutely breathtaking. Everything was so beautifully manicured. And then he said, I can golf in the rain. And then it rained. And it was so beautiful. It wasn't cold. It wasn't a damp rain. It was just a rain. And then he said, I can golf in the fog. And then, of course, it was foggy. I can golf in the snow. And then there was snow. It was absolutely beautiful. And every time that I do channel or talk to people in the afterlife, I ask for validation, at least 4 to 5 things. And I make sure that I get it. And I really pry, trust me, because spirit, when they come through, sometimes you're either not to know, it's not to be known yet, or they're not willing to let you know. They'll bring through what they want to bring through. So, getting back to when my mom passed on, and again, it was sudden death, and my mom had to go through a lot of experiences to realize that she had actually passed on. And again, I helped her. I took her into the light, and my mom comes to me all the time, and she likes to bring her scent with her, and her signature scent is White Linen by Estee Lauder. And what she showed me and how beautiful she looks, because my mom suffered a lot. My mom had severe heart disease. When my sister died, my mom had a massive heart attack, and she couldn't accept the pain. It was really hard on her. And I know when I was channeling Anna Nicole Smith, when her feelings came through regarding losing a child, I knew exactly what she was talking about, and all the emotions came back, and I felt her pain. That's one of the things that I am allowed to do, is I feel their pain, I sense their pain, I feel their energy, and I felt my mom's. It was a pain that was so unbearable. She had a massive heart attack, and she was with my dad at the time, and they were traveling, and she didn't go to the hospital. She went through it for a week, and it caused severe damage to the left side of her heart. To make a long story short, she had to have an aorta bypass, and it was only good for 10 years. But my mom outdid herself, and she made it to 11. And she passed in her sleep. Her heart just stopped. And she was very skinny. When you have heart disease, you lose a lot of weight. And she weighed maybe 100 pounds, if that. And she was 5'8". So, and I know she's not suffering. I know she's in a better place. I've seen her. She's vibrant. She's glowing. She's radiant. Just remember that what we experience on this earthly realm, a lot of it is what we've been taught. I was a Christian. I went to Sunday school. I was a pioneer girl. I was taught that Jesus died on the cross. You weren't allowed to sin. You weren't allowed to swear. You weren't allowed to curse. And with my gift, being able to do the things that I'm allowed to do, I have learned that you can swear. I have learned that you can drink, you can smoke. There is bisexuality. There is no gray areas. It's either white or it's black. God loves everybody. Source loves everybody. No matter if we're white, black, yellow, dark, thinner, big, small, or indifferent. We are all one. And together, we all create oneness. A lot of people are spiritually awakening up. And I always tell my clients, especially the ones that want to open up their mind's eye, which is your third eye, which is your Ajna chakra, be very, very careful, because you're going to see things that you've never seen before. You're opening up yourself to a complete new experience. You have to raise your vibration, because the spirit world works on such a high vibration. Your vibration has to be up there to connect. And if it's not, if you have a lower vibration, the chances are you're going to connect with lower energies, which are people that have not entered into the spirit realm of heaven. They are not ready to go in, or they haven't atoned for their sins. And they are called dark energies. And if you're not aware of what you're projecting or what you're doing, you have to be very careful, because there are dark energies out there that can surround you. So my suggestion is use your spirit guides, use your guardian angels. We all have them. They have never had a physical form in this earthly realm. They are all energy. They are absolutely beautiful. And they are there to guide us, to give us strength, wisdom, courage, to take away our fears, to keep us in light and love. And I'm drinking my electrolytes. Use your spirit guides, because that's what they're there for. They want you to call them forward. God assigned them to be with each and every one of us. And again, they can be in more places at one time. Ask them to come forward and help you. And make sure that you protect yourself. Always embrace yourself with the highest and biggest vibration of love and light possible from the divine. A beautiful gold light penetrating down, surrounding you, surrounding your inner core. Always make sure that you're grounded. If you feel out of sorts, if you don't feel grounded and out of balance, get your butt outside and get into nature. Hug a tree. Go bare feet in the grass. Sand. Play with sand, dirt. Plant your feet on the ground. Picture, what should we call it? Roots coming out of the soles of your feet down into the earth, and really picture it and let them grow and spread. And thank Mother Nature. Thank Mother Earth for giving you this beautiful, enormous nature of love. And bring in that energy and get yourself grounded into your root chakra. And what you think is what you're going to project. What you believe is what you're going to see. If you believe in fairies, you're going to see fairies. If you believe in dragons, you're going to see dragons. If you believe in hell, you're going to see hell. You have to lose your belief system. You have to wipe it clean. So you don't have no belief system at all. So you're going in head first with no belief system, because you're going to learn and you're going to be shown. what is real, what is the real facts. And you're going to be amazed, because you'll never want to pick up the Bible again. Because again, the Bible, and I'm not telling everybody out there, you know what, lose your beliefs, you know, pretend you don't have one, don't believe in God or any of that. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, in order to open up your third eye, if you want to become a medium, or if you want to channel, or have heightened intuition, whatever you're trying to do, you have to lose your belief system. Because what you believe is what you're going to project. And again, the Bible, and I'm not trying to change anybody's beliefs or anything like that. No, I'm not like that. But the Bible, again, it was hand down, rewritten, added to. Oh, well, it will sound better if I add this. It will sound better if I add that. And by the end result, none of it is true. Yes, there was Jesus. Yes, there was Moses. Yes, there was Noah. It's all true, but not the way that they said it. Again, heaven is what you believe. And it is an absolutely beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place. Again, I only work with the highest and biggest vibrations of love and light possible from the divine. I do not play with dark energy or anything like that at all. However, my husband and myself have cleansed houses, and we do cleanse houses, and we do remove dark energies. That is very true. Death is just a part of life. It's taking the next step. It's evolving. It's growing as an individual. This is just an outer shield. We lose it and we move on. Our bodies are energy. And if you do have medium capacities or abilities, you will see, and I see them because I'm looking at the camera. I do have orbs that are walking or moving around, and one just went that way. You'll see, it's like a TV back in the olden days when the channel would be over and it would go all fuzzy. When you see energy in the air, that's what it looks like. It looks like a television, except it's not square and it's not TV, but it looks like static in the air. And you see lights and flickers and stuff like that. That is energy, and they can take form, and I see that. And a lot of other people do as well. Again, a lot of people are scared of death. I don't think it's the death part that they're scared of. I think it's how they're going to die. Again, when we go to the spirit realm, we are met with our maker, with Source, with God. We, as an individual, know how we are going to pass on in this life before we do. We are given an exit in our life. We get to choose how we're going to die because it's our sole purpose. We all have a purpose for coming here, and we are given a purpose. Whether we choose to live it out or whatever is totally up to us, because we have free will, we have free choice, right? So when we are in heaven, before we are born, we are given this, okay, I'll take you as a family member. This is my family member. I'm going to fall in love with you. I'll marry you, blah, 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 blah. And this is how I'm going to die. Everything is already made out. It's like a map is made. And this is what you're supposed to do. Whether you go through it or not, it's totally up to you. Again, free will, free choice. But how you're going to pass on, die, from the physical realm, you are asked to choose. If you're really bad, you might end up being a person that is severely disabled, or you become severely ill. You're making out for karma. There's a lot of karma that has to be made up for. So again, you choose your exit point. And that is a lot of coverage. I don't want to overwhelm you. I don't want to overburden you with a lot of information. If you have more information, just let me know in the boxes below, in the comment sections. And I can talk it to your head is spinning around and around. I have so many things to share so you can learn and evolve. I want a lot of people to be enlightened, to have enlightenment, to go through ascension and grow as an individual and know what is available. There is a very, very thin line between the spirit realm and our physical realm. It's a very, very, very thin veil. And we are getting closer and closer to it, and more people are evolving and ascending and are awakening that it's a beautiful, beautiful thing, because there's going to be a lot more love and light than hate and war and murders and all the bad stuff. And that's what we're here for. It's to grow as a person. It's to grow as a human being. It is to grow as a person and to live our experience and to evolve and with a purpose. And we have to live out that purpose. And if we don't, then we have to come back and do it all over again. But know that each and every one of us walk with spirit guides and guardian angels. They are surrounding you. They want you to bring them in. They want you to communicate with them, and that's what they're for. They're to give you wisdom, courage, strength, to take away your fears, your restrictions, your doubts. That's what they're there for. Always remember to thank your angels and your loved ones. If they have passed on, look for the signs. A lot of people are overcome with grief and sorrow and pain and restrictions that they miss the signs that loved ones are sending to them. And it is sad because it takes a lot of energy for our loved ones. Again, they're on a high frequency up there. Well, they're not up there, around us. They're on a very, very high frequency that they have to use a lot of energy to communicate with us. So our energy has to be just as high. And if you're full of grief and pain and sorrow, you're going to miss out on the communication that they're trying to send you. And again, it can be in coins, in feathers, in cardinals, in butterflies, dragonflies, in a reoccurring dream. Usually, our loved ones that pass on, they love to communicate with us through dreaming and lucid dreaming, vivid dreaming. And they like to play with time, because there is no time in the spiritual plane. They'll play with our time, and they'll shut our clocks off, or you wake up at 3 o'clock or between the hours of 3 and 4 and 5 in the morning. That is them. It's your loved ones from the other side. It's because there's not a lot of action going on, and it's easier for them to get energy to travel. They can play with your electronics. They can turn them off and on. They can turn lights off and on and flicker. They can do an enormous amount of things. They can call you on a phone. The numbers will show up unavailable, and there'll be a lot of static, but they can do it. Again, coins, stuff like that. They like to change pictures. They like to show up in pictures. And I have a lot of pictures where my mom shows up, especially at my nephew's graduation. She always said that she was going to be at his graduation, and she passed 4 years before he graduated. But she was there. She showed up, and I made sure. I took my camera, and I made sure, and I went through each and every one. And she shows up clear as day. Full face apparition. It's beautiful. And so look for orbs. Again, they're beautiful, colored, light circles. They could be red, they could be blue, they could be green, but they're usually white, and they're about that big, okay? And they're very circled, and they're more circled inside, okay? And do know the difference between dust and orbs, and you will be amazed by how beautiful it truly is. Again, keep an open mind and don't judge. Just be yourself and let yourself evolve and love. We're not here for a long time. We're only here for a short time. Enjoy, love, embrace. Don't hold resentment. Don't hold anger. Try to work through your fears and your restrictions. Much love and light and many blessings to each and every one of you. I plan on doing a whole bunch more videos on this topic and on other topics. Again, much love and light and many blessings to each and every one. I love you all very much. Bye for now.